This is Dave at Sage Titanium Bicycles. We're at Sea Otter 2025. This is our Droptomator, drop bar, super gravel race bike. This is a prototype, so this is the only one in existence. And it's not quite a drop bar mountain bike, but it's not quite a full-on gravel race bike. It's somewhere in between. And basically what I've done is I took the approach of racers who are doing Leadville or other extreme mountain bike events where the terrain isn't as technical as you would think, and maybe a gravel bike could be a good weapon of choice, but a cross-country bike could also be a good weapon of choice. And I basically took those elements and combined them together to really create something unique, where I took basically our Optimator cross-country bike, the basic frame design of that, yeah, that one right there, and then I combined it with the fit, and this is my personal fit, not anybody else's in particular, but my personal fit of the Storm King GP. So what I've done is I've taken my saddle position in terms of saddle height, saddle setback, handlebar reach, and handlebar drop, and I basically applied them to the cross-country frame, but at the same time, I then tweaked the geometry further. So I did adjust trail figures, head angle, like I went more into the geometry, but I kept elements of the cross-country bike while making it still gravel fit. And so I've created something, while there are drop bar mountain bikes out on the market, I hesitate to truly call this a true drop bar mountain bike. I took this out on the Fuego XC cross-country course yesterday. 20-mile course, 3,200 feet of climbing, gravel roads, single track up, down, little rock gardens, ruts, all that sort of stuff. And the bike killed it. I was actually really kind of blown away by how much fun it was. Super fast on the gravel roads. I mean, the Schwalbe Rick XC tires are super fast, but what was more important was that my actual body position on the bike, I felt like I was on my gravel bike when I was on the gravel roads. And then as soon as I hit the single track, I dropped the seat post, I'm in the drop handlebars position kind of thing, and the bike was carving single track. I was doing switchbacks on it, I was going up, I was going down, there were ruts, massive rain ruts on the course, and the bike just killed it. It's got a 38-tooth chainring, so it's a mountain bike drivetrain, so a 38-tooth chainring, which is the biggest chainring that'll come on the SRAM mountain bike cranks with a 1052 cassette. I think for the next bike I build, for the next, not the next version, but if I had to tweak anything, I would probably throw on a SRAM Red Explorer crankset with like a 40, a 42, something a little bit bigger kind of thing. The 38 was good for cross country, but I could see how you might spin out a little bit depending on the course. But all in all, I am super happy. The other cool thing about this bike is it's using Flight Attendant for the fork. So I can remotely control the lockout from the satellite button up here, which is great, so you don't have to reach down on the bars to reach down and control the fork and take your hands off the bars, because that can get a little tricky and that sort of thing. But I can lock the fork out, open it up, and the bike just rips. I had a really good time on it. So yeah, this is kind of the hot thing. I think I see this as potentially being where the future vision of gravel goes. You know, tire sizes have been getting bigger. The big tires did not feel like they were slowing me down at all kind of thing. I felt just as fast because the tread patterns are great. And it's really just a case of, I think as courses evolve and promoters push the envelope for what people are gonna do, this type of bike is great. Heck, like transcontinental divide race, the continental divide race, or bike packing scenarios kind of thing. You could put fender, frame bag mounts on it, all that sort of stuff. Like, this is going to be a super versatile bike that's going to give you a lot of options. And I'm really excited about where this is going to go.
I can tell. Website, Dave.
SageTitanium.com.
Continuing the fun at the Sage booth, this is a Sage Storm King belonging to none other than Ivan Dominguez. If you heard that name, he's a former road racer. There he is over there. He's a very modest guy, Ivan Dominguez. He loves riding this crazy stuff. He just rides for fun now. And he's his road bike here. Look at this. He likes having the nice toys. And he's embraced the titanium, so that's nice. Trendsetters, welcome to the Hollywood Racks booth. I'm not reviewing a rack today, but they are friends of mine regardless. And they have this crazy Lee Cougan, well, it's a drop bar mountain bike really, isn't it? We're seeing a few of those here in 2025. They're obviously not a new concept, but let's do a quick run through with my limited knowledge of this bike. So we've got a Fox 32 step cast fork up front. I'm assuming it's got at least 2 inches of travel. All right, so the wheel set by TT Swiss, and those are CST Jackrabbit tyres, and they are big casings. They are 2.3s, I think, something like that. You can see we get the longer top tube, shorter stem, as you would expect from a mountain bike, with a pretty much slam stem, very short. So you have room for a bottle cage. This features what Lee Cougan calls Innova structural suspension. So it's fixed here on the down tube. You have to run a hydration pack with this bike at the very least. It looks to me like they're elastomers. But obviously this sucker's got some seriously big tyre clearance.
Or you just don't want to carry another bike, this rack will expand it.
Now this is a mullet type build, so they've got a mountain bike rear derailleur on the rear end with a big wide range cassette. But if you wanted to, you could easily, this being a UDH rear end, you could run an Explore type derailleur.
The Destination 4, which is it's a permanent.
Now there's going to be people who think these bikes are pointless. I get it, but you know, it's a very specific bike obviously. I reckon it would be a fun bike to ride. Obviously it's going to depend on the sort of terrain you're riding. It's probably going to be overkill for 95% of the gravel you might encounter, but if you like to go wild and crazy and ride mountain bikey stuff, and you want to try drop bars on it, well, this could be the bike for you. The model is the Innova Rampage, and once I'm over an injury, I have a fractured proximal humerus, it's healing well. I hope to have one of these in for review, so stay tuned. Behind that Lee Cougan we have the same bike, this one just hasn't been ridden, so it's not covered in dust. Slightly different spec with the fork here, but you get the point.
And it can do 20 inch all the way up to 7.
This is interesting. This one has a bottle cage mount underneath the down tube, and the one in the background there that I showed you a moment ago does not have that mount. So I'm not sure if that's going to be production. The cable routing, so it runs through the headset bearing. So at least it's not all integrated inside. You can easily swap out a stem, raise a stem, that kind of thing. But you still obviously have to deal with a cable going through the headset bearing, etc. Everything is integrated through the back of the bike, except obviously for the hydraulic brake housing for the suspension fork here.
But it's not as important, you know. These two are not full.
So you can see that's where the hydro brake for the rear exits the frame, and of course this being electronic shifting, no worries about wiring. I assume you could run mechanical. There's probably a different headset cap for the cable to run inside, etc. Lee Cougan. Bonus content here at the Victoria booth. Check out this lovely Sanitas. Well, it's a drop bar mountain bike, isn't it? We've seen a lot of those lately. Very nice. This is for the wilder, rowdier side of gravel cycling, stating the obvious. It's got a dropper there by Wolftooth, that lovely lever. The dropper is by Thompson. They're in the southeastern United States, near Macon if I recall. I need to visit those guys in person and shoot a factory video tour. And there you go, the Torino T50 tyre, big rubber.
So this is Invert, the world's first gravel fork. How do we say that it's the world's first gravel fork? Well, a gravel fork should provide a smooth and controlled ride. It should be lightweight. It should be good looking, right? Because we all want our bike to look appropriate, look good. And everything we love about gravel bikes is that they're simple. They're not as complex as a mountain bike. And so those four things we've offered in one product. There's no other fork on the market that can claim all four of those things at once. And that is why we call Invert the world's first gravel fork.
Very good. What's your website?
KingCreek.com. You can learn more.
Another suspension fork option. This one's been around for a while, trendsetters. This is the Fox 32 taper cast. Excellent fork if I say so myself. I have ridden it on several occasions. I actually had it on a review bike of sorts, a project bike centered around the wild and crazy 9er MCR9 RDO with classified and Campanolo. Not your typical bike. I'm at the Shimano booth. There we can see this lovely Lightspeed Toscano fitted out with a Fox 32 taper cast fork. Typically this fork comes in two colors, black or the orange you saw earlier. Folks, I was stumbling around here and I discovered a suspension fork I'd never heard of by a company called KS. I need to research some information there and post it on screen. One fork, all terrain. This is the GTC fork. There's some bloke riding the thing, and here we have a bike fitted out with the said fork. I have no idea how much travel this fork has. Unfortunately, the crew there is all tied up, but I will check out their website and link it below. You can see for yourself, etc. What is the deal behind the GTC fork? And here's another look at the fork from the backside. I'm wagering tyre clearance is probably somewhere around 700C by 50 millimeters.
Yeah, Mark here with SR Suntour. We have our GVX gravel fork. It has 32 millimeter stanchions. This one, it's air and it's got a lockout with rebound control in the leg that you need a tool to use. We also have a remote lockout available. It starts at about 1,700 grams and comes with an integrated fender. And you're looking at about $500 retail for it. They're also introducing, now it's the NRX 32IL. It's a modified gravel fork for a little longer travel applications, for trekking, more city uses, and bike packing, also for e-gravel, so you have enough suspension.
What sort of travel does this fork have versus the original here?
This one goes from 30 to 60, depending on how you want to adjust it, and then this one will go up to 70.
Very nice. What's the MSRP approximately on the new fork?
We're not exactly sure yet, but it'll probably be in the $400 to $500 range.
And website?
srsuntour.com.